Mayor, I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council to order for October 15th, 2015 at 8:02 p.m. On roll call, council members Catamagna.
Here.
Coletti.
Here.
Martino.
Here.
Pettigano.
Here.
Vansino.
Here.
Dombrowski.
Here.
Mayor Mola.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Will everyone please rise for our prayer and flag salute? Oh God, our Father, we ask you to bless our meeting, which we trust to your fatherly care and protection. Please remove all selfishness and prejudice from our heart and plant therein a keen sense of justice and a greater love for you and our neighbor. Guide us in our deliberations so our decisions will always please you and bring peace and happiness to our community. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Whereas Chapter 231 of the Public Law of the State of New Jersey requires the commencement of each meeting a statement by the presiding officer, now therefore be advised, the meeting requirements of this meeting have been met by posting an annual notice in the Record of Hackensack and Herald News of Woodland Park, and by posting such notice in the office of the Borough Clerk as well as in the public place within the municipal building, and by notifying interested citizens. Said notice was posted on January 1, 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, this meeting will be on cable, is being videotaped, and it's going to be on cable channel 77 and also on Vision channel 40. They both have the same times, Tuesday at 12 noon, Thursday at 4 p.m., Friday at 10 a.m., and it's also on our website. Thank you.
Mayor, this evening, under the approval of minutes, we have the October 1st, 2015 regular meeting and the October 8th, 2015 executive session.
May I have a motion, please?
So move.
Mr. Catamagna, second.
Second.
Mr. Martino. Discussion? Call the roll.
Yes, Mayor, if I may,
Yes.
we're talking about approving minutes here, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I did not attend the October 1st regular meeting, and I was not privy to the executive session October 8th.
Okay.
So I'd like to abstain on all
Okay.
that.
When we announce the roll call, Councilman, if you abstain, it'll apply to both votes.
Thank you.
On roll call.
I'm going to abstain from the October 1st.
Okay. Yeah, if you can note it while we do the roll. Council members Catamagna,
Yes.
Coletti,
Abstain?
Martino,
Yes.
Pettigano,
Abstain October 8th.
Vansino,
Abstain October 1st.
Dombrowski.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, this evening, under the consent agenda, we have Resolution 355-15, payment of bills, Resolution 356-15, payment of escrow, Resolution 357-15, confirmation of payroll, Resolution 358-15, renew liquor license for the 2015-2016 license term, Resolution 359-15, extend the contract award for collection firm for the municipal court, Resolution 360-15, rescind tax overpayment refund, Resolution 353-15, Resolution 361-15, redeem third-party tax lien, 190 Lincoln Avenue, Resolution 362-15, amend curbside recycling contract to Gator Recycling, Resolution 363-15, authorize execution of pedestrian and streetscape improvements to Market Street Phase 2, Resolution 364-15, authorize interlocal agreement for dredging and desnagging Fleischer's Brook, Resolution 365-15, award multi-phase product recovery to Boswell Engineering for the municipal building, Resolution 366-15, award bid for Boulevard Sections 8, 9, and 10 to AJM Contractors, Resolution 367-15, resolution endorsing and supporting the NJDOT's Route 80 westbound reconstruction and resurfacing plan, Resolution 368-15, authorize execution of PSE&G audit access agreement, Resolution 369-15, resolution authorizing tax exempt on dwelling house of approved disabled veteran, and Resolution 370-15, authorize shared services agreement for the before and after program for the Elmwood Park Board of Education.
Motion, please.
So move.
Mr. Catamagna, second.
Second.
Mr. Pettigano, any discussion?
Mayor, if I may, very quickly, on Resolution 370-15, Mrs. Puglisi and I met with Mr. Greco yesterday. We will be rescinding the previous agreement. There's some additional verbiage in there about use of busing and school facilities that have been added to that agreement, minor modifications, but it will rescind the original agreement and approve the agreement that was attached tonight.
Thank you.
Yes, Mayor, on Resolution 368-15, I will be recusing myself from that, please.
Okay. Anything else? Keith, the one to improve the boulevard, the sections 8, 9, and 10, that's going to be done next year, right?
Well, the area, we are working to try to complete the area between Elmwood and Route 4 this year. The balance of the job will be done in the spring of 2016.
Okay. Any other questions? Call the roll.
On roll call, council members Catapano,
Yes.
Coletti,
Yes.
Martino.
Yes.
Pettigano.
Yes.
Bonsino.
Yes.
Dombrowski.
Yes, with the recusing of R 368-15.
Motion carries. Mayor, this evening under departmental reports, we have the library minutes from July 20th, the Recreation Advisory Board minutes from June 22nd and July 27th, and the municipal court report for the month of September.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Dombrowski, second.
Second.
Bonsino, discussion? Call the roll.
Roll call, council members Catapano.
Yes.
Coletti.
Yes.
Martino.
Yes.
Pettigano.
Yes.
Bonsino.
Yes.
Dombrowski.
Yes.
And lastly, Mayor, we have applications for St. Anne's RC Church bingo application.
Motion.
So moved.
Dombrowski, second. Pettigano, discussion? Call the roll.
Roll call, council members Catapano.
Yes.
Coletti.
Yes.
Martino.
Yes.
Pettigano.
Yes.
Bonsino.
Yes.
Dombrowski.
Yes.
Mayor, that concludes my portion of the agenda.
Committee reports, Mr. Catamania?
Yes, Mayor. I went outside today, I went to see the field. I tell you, it looks beautiful. I know it costs a lot of money. This is something precious, I like it. The only thing I didn't like the price, but the field looks very nice.
Good.
Everything else, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Dombrowski?
Yes, Mayor, on the Board of Health, there will be 2 flu clinics being held. The first one will actually be this Monday. I know most people won't see this on television, but for the folks that are here today, the first one is this Monday, 10/19 at the Senior Center, located at the corner of the Boulevard and Market Street. That'll be from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. The second one will be held here at Borough Hall on Thursday, October 29th, from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. It is open only to Elmwood Park residents. And if anybody has any information, please call 201-796-1457, extension 604. Chamber of Commerce will be holding a family fun night of bowling on Saturday, November 14th at Parkway Lanes, located at 200 Highway 46 East, from 5:30 to 8 p.m. Cost is $25 per person. It will include pizza, soft drink, bowling for 2 hours, your rental shoes, and you'll get a return coupon to come back and bowl at a free game at any time at a later date. For information, you can call 201-794-9666 or 908-295-4221. That's for tickets and/or information. Project graduation. They just had, last night was their Wendy's, go to Wendy's and get enjoy dinner, and they were donating back to the project graduation. But they'll also be doing a Halloween beefsteak, actually on Halloween, October 31st, from 7 to 11 p.m. at the VFW, located at 6 Veterans Place in Elmwood Park. Tickets are $50 per person, which includes a beefsteak dinner, beer, wine, and soda. And there will also be a DJ and prizes for the best costume for those who come in costume. For tickets and information, call 201-321-1038 or 201-417-9688. And also, this Saturday, there will be a gathering at Elmwood Park Memorial School at the soccer field at 9 o'clock. We will be honoring the legacy of Luigi Obramo, one of the greatest soccer coaches in probably all of New Jersey, and one of the greatest teachers I think Elmwood Park ever had. Anthony Limpert has put this together, has worked very hard, and we encourage all former students, current players, past players to please show up 9 o'clock at the high school field to honor the memory and legacy of Luigi Abramo. Also,
Excuse me, that's Saturday?
Saturday, 9 o'clock. Also, the Elmwood Park Hall of Fame dinner will be held on October 21st at 6:30 sharp at the Brownstone, located at 351 West Broadway in Patterson. The cost is $40 per person, and if anybody is interested in going, they can get tickets or information by calling Brian Peebles at 973-600-2688. 7621. The rest is progress.
Thank you. Mr. Longino?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Last meeting, October 1st, I missed due to illness. I did have the opportunity to watch the meeting on tape. Covered a lot of ground a couple of weeks ago. But I wanted to thank Councilman Dombrowski. He provided a report on our police department and a significant narcotics operation that was undertaken by our force. And I commend our chief and his department for their efforts. Councilman Dombrowski made note that we added police officers this year. I just wanted to remind the public that we worked with Chief Ingrassalino, Chief Johnson over the time to streamline that table of organization. And not to be repetitive, but as we did that, we faced a number of retirements. So it took a considerable amount of work to get back to the numbers that we have now. And the one thing I have to compliment our current chief on is his ability to demonstrate and illustrate how he would utilize the department and justify the positions that we added. And you can see the fruits of that work with the police department. So Councilman Dombrowski, thank you for bringing that up. Councilman Dombrowski also gave a report. We had a joint meeting with the library board, and he gave a very accurate summary, I felt, of the meeting. I guess the takeaway there was the library board in total wasn't on board in terms of the requirements and the data that's driving the capital investment down on Lee Street. So they took an action to get us the RFP to the architect, and this governing body will look at it. Hopefully in parallel, they'll take a look at the data. You know, we challenged them on some of the data over the last 5 years and how they're justifying that investment. And with them going back and looking at that data and us looking at their RFP, hopefully we can get back together and then move this plan forward. I don't see this as a campaign issue. This should be an issue that we as a governing body and the library board work together on and look at this as an opportunity for our community to move the library forward. So I'm looking forward to participating in that process. I want to bring your attention to Resolution 368-15. We're going to undertake a public service electric and gas audit at our municipal building. It's offered free of charge, and they come in and they look at our energy usage and make recommendations on how we might improve our energy efficiency. We went through a similar project about 5 years ago, and it was successful. They made recommendations, and we implemented a number of improvements here at our DPW facility and at our rec center. Our ambulance corps is underway in upgrading both ambulances. Our first ambulance is out for an update. They have a loaner ambulance, so we still have 2 vehicles at the building. First vehicle will probably take through the end of November, beginning of December, while the second vehicle needs some engineering design, some electrical engineering design work for some wire harnessing. That'll be the second vehicle to get updated, so that's in process. And the Centennial Committee's having a fish and chip dinner Saturday, October 17th, 5 to 7 p.m. at the American Legion. Tickets are $15 in advance, $20 at the door. Contact Lynn at 201-703-1115. I understand I may be serving soda, so don't wear your good clothes maybe. I'm not too good at the serving thing. So, that progress.
Thank you. Mr. Martino?
About a week ago, I received I guess, paper in the mail called The Informer. And as I was reading it, I was flashing back to last year because it had the exact same thing as a year ago. So I guess the good thing is they didn't have to put much thought to it. I can't believe we're still bringing up the tank. I can't believe we're still bringing up the rec commission. The only truth in that paper was at the beginning when they said minority. Without the majority, none of these issues would have went through. And that's what the majority is for. So whoever still has that paper, read it, pick it up from last year, and maybe you can see the exact same thing. And if they say the exact same thing from 1 year ago, there really is nothing bad to say. On Sunday, the Bombers will be at MetLife Stadium, whether you like the Jets or not, try to tune in for the first minute. They will be going on the field with the Jets players, the Bombers that won the Super Bowl last year. So if we can get a glimpse of all the kids playing on there, that'd be nice. It's going to happen right at 1 o'clock, right? And they're going to stand there with the national anthem with the Jets players. Whether you like the team or not, try and tune in. Maybe you can see someone, you can see the joy in the kids' faces. That's all I have to say.
Mr. Pettigrew.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. This Saturday at 11 to 2, there will be a Harvest Day at Borough Field. There'll be a pumpkin bounce for the children, apple cider, donuts, hayride, corn stalks, the whole shebang. It should be a very, very nice time. A lot of effort's been put into it. So please, if you have children and even if you're adults, it can be a very wonderful time. That's 11 to 2 this Saturday. The Halloween party is an annual party held on October 29th in the rec gym from 6:30 till 8:30. Children grades K through 5 are welcome. All in costume will receive a gift, and special prizes will be awarded to the best costumes. Also, this past Saturday, there was a ceremony in front of the high school. Banners have been hung by the Alumni Association, and I would just like to thank everybody who showed up for the event. It's very nice. Everybody should go take a look at these banners. We're hoping it inspires the students and give them a little something to understand that we got their backs and we're there for them. And progress.
Thank you. Mr. Coletti?
Our fire department has had a relatively quiet month, some small fires that were put out quick, and that's the way we like them, small and quick. Regarding the firehouse generators, they've all been serviced and inspected and are fully operational. Pursuant to JIF, our Joint Insurance Fund, this month, they're focusing on emergency response vehicle training. There has been a rash of accidents by these vehicles, and they feel that the training is the antidote. And Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney? Thank you. I'd just like to make a couple of comments on the consent agenda. Resolution 364-15 is authorized interlocal agreement for dredging and desnagging. This is a grant that we got last year, 2 years ago, to go into Fleischer Brook and desnag, and we're going to be desnagging various parts of that brook to clear it up so we get a greater flow of water from about Gilbert Avenue down to to Kip Avenue. So we're going in and out various sections of that with a grant, and Boswell Engineering is doing that. So that's important to keep that brook flowing. The second one is the boulevard improvements, and we'll be doing part of the boulevard, which I mentioned at the last council meeting. We're going to do this year from Route 4 to Elmwood Terrace. So they'll be paving, that's the worst part going in from Route 4. That'll all be cleared up and repaved this year before the winter sets in, so that's an excellent move that we've made. Secondly, thirdly, we have a resolution on that supporting the improvement of the possibility of getting sound barriers here in Elmwood Park, and we have the resolution. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but what it does is indicates that this council approves the fact that we are all in favor of getting sound barriers here in Elmwood Park. As you might know, we're the only town in Bergen County that doesn't have sound barriers, and this may be our last chance to get them. I was at a meeting in Hackensack in which they indicated that we are in the pre-construction phase of improving Route 80, going from Fort Lee right on through to Patterson, and in Patterson they're going to expand the Route 80 from 3 lanes to 4 lanes. That will stop the block up that comes on here in Elmwood Park, and as you're going home at night, you're facing the sun, and everything slows down. The good part is they'll make it into 4 lanes. The bad part for us is if we don't get the sound barriers, that means all these trucks are going to be speeding by even more at that particular time, between 4 and 6 p.m. So that's the difficulty of that whole situation. But we have this resolution saying that everybody here agrees with it, and I'll be working with our various representatives to see if we can get that done. It's our last best hope of getting it. There was an agreement made in 1972 that indicates if they're going to do any improvement, any widening of Route 80, sound barriers fits into the program. So we're working diligently to see that that happens. Thirdly, fourthly, whatever we're up to, I want to indicate that in the lieu of open disclosure of everything, we don't have anything on the agenda this year, but this council has come to an agreement with our former building inspector, John Bonanno, that we'll be paying him $450,000. Yes.
We haven't discussed this. You can't say that. Mayor, we haven't concluded on that.
Okay, I'll retract that. I thought we had it done, we're just working on the particular figures, and I know the thing that's holding it up right now is simply pension credits.
And council approval.
Second, then the next item that I'm going to bring up is the fact that all the paving's going on with Public Service, PSE&G, and they're presently paving many roads in Elmwood Park, and literally, we're probably going to save $500,000, if not $1 million in taxes by not having to pave half those roads. Some of the roads like Washington Avenue and Lincoln Avenue, they're paving the whole road. So this is important to us, and they're doing a good job. So if we go in and we have half a road to be paved next year, that's half the money we save. So there's a tremendous saving that's taken place there. Thank you. May I have a motion to open the public portion?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Pettigano, second by Mr. Boncino. Any discussion, all in favor of public? Anyone who wishes to be heard, we have a full audience, so if we can keep it as short as possible. Name and address, please.
Hi, my name is Lenore Montracamo, 92 Echo Place, Elmwood Park, New Jersey. Sure. Is that better?
Yes.
Thank you. I have a question to everyone here. What is the purpose of having ordinances in this town?
What is the purpose? Name the ordinance.
16-1.1, maintenance or regulations of property.
I guess is to see that property is properly maintained.
And what happens if the homeowners don't maintain that property?
The building department goes over and checks it out.
And when the building department official or the code official fails to do his job, what happens?
I don't know, we have to find out why he's not doing his job.
Okay.
Can I ask, how do you assume that he hasn't done his job, if I may ask?
Well, is it okay if I pass these along?
Keith? Can you? Thank you.
The first batch
Yeah, me too.
is a list of emails that I've sent to our town clerk asking for help with 29 Cadmus Avenue and the rear of Mr. Ingraffia's property, which is on Herman and Echo Place. Countless emails have gone back and forth. 29 Cadmus Avenue has had blocks piled up in their yard going on 2 years now,
Same property?
same property. I had an over request done, emails went back and forth, that's all they do, emails and letters, emails and letters, emails and letters, and nothing is being done. He had dirt that was washing out into the street. I called the code official. We can't do anything about it because it's under 5,000 square feet of non-movable dirt or something. I called the EPA, they came out. They called the engineering, back and forth, back and forth. I'd like to know why this man at 29, or the homeowner at 29 Cadmus, or Caruth, because that's what his survey says is Caruth, and why permits are being allowed when the survey is incorrect, is beyond me. Why is this being allowed? I mean, it's unsightly. Every day I go home, I have to look, and I look at this.
May I answer the question?
Sure.
You will have Mr. Casmark check with the building department and find out why he feels it's allowed if it's illegal. If it's illegal. And we'll get back to you.
Well, in your ordinance, it says you can't stack bricks and barrels and bottle cans and drums and iron pipes on your property.
Well, we'll find out.
And, well, and then as far as Mr. Ingrafia's property, after his father died and he moved into the house, he failed to maintain the rear of his yard. The weeds were growing, the grass was growing. I called, I sent an email. Within a month, it was cut. And then he took all the debris and he dumped it in the street and he dumped it on the hill. Then when I sent an email to the clerk, somebody went out there and picked up the debris that was in the street and they moved it to the hill and then attempted to throw the debris over the fence onto whoever's property that is. This is going on 4 months now. Emails upon emails upon emails to have Mr. Ingrafia clean up his property. Why do we have to look at the back of his yard and it's not maintained? I also want to thank all of you for what you're doing. I think you're doing a good job with what you have, and I'm just tired of looking at the garbage.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Casmark will get back to you. Anyone else who would speak? Yes, sir, in the back.
Good evening, Shaquille Fakori, 109 Washington Avenue. I'm here not to get an answer from you, because I know I will not get an answer. I'm here to give an explanation to some of the parents, because they hear all kinds of stories. So I just want to set the record straight. So, we applied for the field since 5 years ago. Still having an issue with the field. So we had to hire a lawyer to get a field for your kids. A lawyer to get a field in your town that you pay taxes for. Think about that for a minute. So after the lawyer sent the letter, the councilman decided to give you a field, but it's not a field, it's a park. One park. Mr. Conboy asked that question, if there was any record of anybody arrested for drugs. Mr. Perigano, Mr. Caramagna, Mr. Bobrowski, Mr. Martino, they campaigned on that field. They sent a letter to the people living next to that field. It was full of drug paraphernalia. You can go back to the tapes and listen to Mr. Perigano grilling the recreation director. I mean, not director. The rec president about not taking care of that field. So what they did is they give your kids that field. 8 years old.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
You direct your questions here to the council, not to the audience?
Okay, Mayor. Sorry about that. I'm not used to this, but anyway, so at the last minute, they decided to give us a permit for a park.
Which park are you talking about?
Mosquito Jungle, which I got some pictures here. Mosquito Jungle, that's what they call it actually. It's a flood zone. There's ducks swimming here, ducks swimming, and they want your kids to play on that field. They give you a park in Cherry Hill, full of drugs, condoms, excuse my language, and they want you to play there. Sorry, Mayor. It's getting me upset a little bit. So, these are the people that are running, they want to run your town. That's scary. Anyway, so I approached Mr. Carmania and I pleaded with him nicely, and I told him that this is not the right thing what you're doing for the kids. And what he told me was, I'm trying to work on the field. I'm trying. But, you know, you called my colleague a liar, that's the reason you're not getting the field. So that's that. So, I'm really, really disappointed that the kids, we have to file a lawsuit. This is crazy. When I tell these two people that we have to file a lawsuit to get a field time for the kids, it's just absurd. I've never heard of such thing, never. I talk to thousands of people, they tell me I never heard of such thing, it's crazy. Your councilmen are crazy. That's what they tell me. I don't know, is it true? Are you guys crazy? Or is it me? Maybe I'm crazy. Please explain it to me, Mr. Paragano. You run the recreation center.
Sorry, I can't comment.
Mayor and
tonight.
council, at this time, I would instruct the mayor and council not to respond as pending litigation on this matter.
It's just absurd, people. Just crazy. Thank you.
Excuse me.
No.
Mr.
No,
Miller,
hold on.
No.
just pending
Councilman,
litigation.
please.
Why did he mention just 4 minutes?
Councilman, just,
We get no answer, nothing.
Frank?
That guy's warm.
Mike Rizzuto, on 89 Orange. I just want to say basically, Mayor and Council, I lived in this town for 40 years. Last year, my son played on EP Wrecking Crew. EP Wrecking Crew, we had 5 fields to practice on. We had Bertram, we had Elmwood, we had the recreation, we had Gall Avenue, we had English Avenue, we had the one right off of the boulevard towards 16th Avenue. We had 5 or 6 fields. Every week we're playing on a different field. This year my son comes on EP United and we have no fields. We're practicing in back of a church in Fairlawn, Fairlawn on River Road. That's crazy. Like, how do you explain that?
Mr. Pedigano, you have any?
Explanation as to why they're playing on the back of a field?
In the back of a church in Fairlawn, when we have 6, 7 fields at Elm Park Wrecking Crew's playing.
Well,
Mr. Pettigrew, it's all part of litigation.
I really
Yeah,
don't want
that's not litigation, that's just common sense. I mean, why is one field, one team, EP Wrecking Crew was 5, 6 fields, EP United, which started before EP Wrecking Crew, has 0.
The only thing I can say is we're being instructed by our attorney not to comment because it's in litigation. Anyone else who wish to be heard?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Dan Goldbeck, 44 Godwin Ave. I'd just like to preface my comments and say that I'm speaking solely as a trustee of the Board of Education, not in any other capacity. Mayor, a week ago I asked you about some incorrect numbers that you had printed in your campaign literature about claiming that the school taxes had increased 13%. A claim that cannot be substantiated by anyone in the district business office. Any calculations that I make, I'm asking, can you back up those claims?
I told you at the time that there would be a retraction. That number was wrong. It was a misprint. However, the number of how much the taxes went up was wrong. It was actually a little higher. So we'll retract that.
And you didn't feel it was urgent to retract that tonight? You had to be prompted to correct the
I
record?
told you we'd put it out in the next paper. If the campaign committee puts out in the next paper, it would be in it.
Okay. I would hope that going forward, you pay closer attention to the numbers, because in this scenario, and I'll give you an example. The first thing I feared was, oh, wow, the people are going to pick it up, and a lot of people look at that as the news. And I had the perfect example yesterday where someone lumped an ongoing contractual matter and said, you guys can't figure out a contract, but you still raise taxes 13%? So you really put the Board of Education in an unnecessary bind and kind of drag this into an election. You know, you infrequently attend meetings, your running mates do not attend meetings, and had no knowledge of the district budget. The tax levy went up 2% this year. I just don't know why you didn't do your homework when you put out something en masse like that. It is very unfortunate, and it just creates a more divisive atmosphere between the residents and the Board of Education, something that we've been trying to correct over the last 2 years.
We'll also correct the fact that it went up a little bit more than we said.
Again, put the facts. You know, I'm not, I
I will
told you I'm
talk-
here strictly, you know, as a trustee of the Board of Education. We have a budget committee that works hard, and we go through that, and when, you know, outside literature is put out where, you know, 2% becomes 13, and people are picking it up and reading it as the news, it's like, it's absurd. I mean, you can twist your numbers, twist the municipal numbers, but when you involve another entity, it's not fair.
Thank you. Anyone else who wishes to be heard? No one wishes to be heard? I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
James D'Amico, 64 Willow Street. If the number wasn't 13%, Mayor, maybe Mr. Goldenbach will tell us what the number was, that our taxes have gone up in this town for the Board of Education, because I'm going to stand right by the mayor and council right now. Your taxes went up 0% this year. 0 from this mayor and council. So if the Board of Education wants to send somebody down here and say that we're giving the wrong numbers, then you give us the right numbers. You give us the right numbers what this Board of Education has done. Because, you know, since we have the soccer families here, they would tell you, our children don't even have books. Our children don't have paper. I know it's not the mayor and council's fault. They don't have supplies, and that's the truth. They don't have supplies. They had a dance the other night. Do you know that kids had to pay for that dance? And they didn't even have pretzels for them. They didn't have pizza for them. They didn't have anything for them at their dance. Nothing. It's absurd what the Board of Ed is doing, and they're down there making a $2 million football field now. So Mayor, find out the true numbers, because they did raise our taxes, and they raised our taxes a lot in the last 3 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Rich Chorwinski, 42 Walnut Street, Elmwood Park. And for the record, ladies and gentlemen, I am running for mayor on the independent ticket. Tonight I saw I heard the library minutes were accepted into the agenda. Can anybody tell me if there was anything on that library of the meeting, with the joint meeting with the council, in reference to the squirrel that was in the library? Was there anything in the minutes that mentioned anything in that problem, or the hole in the side of the building?
I don't have it in front of me.
Well, the issue I have, ladies and gentlemen, and Mayor and Council, as you know, we're all stewards of this government. Me being the Mayor and Council, I'm a trustee for a library out of March, and I've said it before, if you watch the last public meeting of 10/1/2015, I'll describe to you how the library is funded. But the bigger problem I have right now is this issue with the squirrel that was caught in the library, and the council was privy to this joint meeting. After that meeting, the library board decided to put immediate repairs into that. I issued a letter off 2 weeks later, or a week later, to the chairman of the library, requesting what was going on with the architect. I got the reply the other night. It's almost a month now, guys, almost a month. And there still could be another squirrel in that library. Somebody or one of your children could get bit and rabies. I wrote a letter and asking about the potential liability of the trustees and the mayor and council, being that I mentally know that it was stated, I wrote it in the library. Now, I have a question. I sent this to the chairman. Be that as it may, the attorney that was hired by the library to fight with its own town vis-a-vis the addition, which we still don't know if we need or we don't need, can't make it until November 5th. So I requested an opinion from the library attorney. Because, ladies and gentlemen, and mayor and council, you're all on the hook. My position is you are all on the hook that you knowingly didn't do anything about this problem. Whether we lock the door, fix it immediately, or whatever we do. If somebody gets bit, they're gonna sue JIF, and we're all gonna get sued individually, because you, and you all know about it as well as the trustees of the library. So I'm gonna ask Mr. Randazzo tonight, the borough attorney, because he'll be dragged into this too, if we all should get sued. What's your position? Are we on the hook?
Let me, before we ask him, and we can ask him, let me indicate that the squirrels have not been in that building since late August.
Mayor, you're wrong. At that last meeting, they said they trapped the meeting, they trapped the squirrel there.
That
If I heard
squirrel,
different,
that squirrel,
council
let me
can press
finish,
it.
let me finish. That squirrel may have been in the building, but they fixed the building. They brought somebody in who did temporary repairs on the soffit to keep squirrels out. If that squirrel was there, that's the only one there, no one else coming in. And as far as I know from the director, there aren't any squirrels in the building.
Mayor, I didn't hear that at the last meeting and I was at. and
Well,
I
she
don't-
wasn't there on the
I
other.
was, at the last meeting I was at that
Well,
trustee
you can
meeting.
ask her at the next meeting.
No, Mayor, you're wrong.
I'm
You
not
are
wrong.
absolutely wrong, 100% wrong. If any, council, correct me if I'm wrong, did they or did they not trap a squirrel?
They did. And Mr. Chewinski, if I may, the library minutes that we approved were for July. It wasn't the recent meeting, so we don't have those minutes yet.
And the hole still exists. And we're losing $50,000 a year in heating and electric and gas and everything else besides it. And I'm asking the borough attorney, as a trustee and steward of the library, if I'm on the hook for this, if somebody gets bit.
With $200, anybody can follow an action. The reality is, if you know there's a dangerous condition and you take no action,
We did take
you could potentially be on the hook. You have to show that an action was taken. Mayor indicated action was taken. You're saying no action was taken. I don't know. If they can prove that there was a dangerous condition, no action was taken, yeah, then there is liability. Not sure if it would be personal liability, but it would be liability.
Mr. Randazzo, if I may ask, though, if action was taken, but the action that was taken didn't deter the issue at hand, are we liable?
Again, if there's knowledge and if the action was proper action. If they took an action that a regular person, someone would take, and it happened to be in there, that's,
Okay,
there's
thank
still
you.
liability, but it was a negligent.
Anyone else who wishes to be heard? Yes, sir, in the back. I just want to reemphasize that there hasn't been a squirrel going into the building. And if they did trap that one, there's been no problem with squirrels since the late August. In fact, before.
Yeah, Mayor, I have-
Excuse me.
No, Mayor, I'm sorry. Don't try and get the last word, you're wrong. At that last meeting, they trapped another squirrel, before they trapped one before that.
Come to the meeting, you'll be at the meeting, you'll find out.
Mayor, let's tell the public the truth, please.
Oh, I am. Yes, who's next?
You want me to come up 10 times? I'll come up.
No, you're not going to come up 10 times.
Aziz again, 42 Florence Place. I just need the one answer. I'm not like a taxpayer like everyone here in town. Why my kids are not allowed to use the field, Mr. Pagano, since you're the head of the recreation center? Thank you.
Again, it's part of litigation. I believe it's a member where his child plays on it. There's pending litigation. My recommendation is do not answer the question at this time.
Can't answer it. Thank you. Anyone else who wish to be heard?
Closer to the tape, please. 7 minutes. You may want to change it, we have a couple. Wow, what a potpourri. Tom Conboy, 135 12th Avenue, former councilman. There's like a potpourri going on here tonight. I could actually absolutely have a field day. For everyone here that's in the room, by the way, I just want to know, was I the only one who got a fruit basket from Cablevision? Because they said the last couple of weeks the ratings have been up through the roof. So I just want to know if I was the only one who got a fruit basket. Did you get one, man? Only kidding about the fruit basket.
We're not
I
allowed
didn't
to
get a
accept
fruit
gifts.
basket.
You should be getting free cable, Tom.
Huh?
You should be getting free cable.
I think Andy Cohen wants to do a show. Forget the Jersey Housewives. We could turn over this dais. It'd be pretty fun. You could eat the brownstone all the time. All right. Boy, oh boy. What a potpourri of things. Question. What is our town surplus look like right now? Last time I asked, when When I was here a couple of months back, I asked, I believe I was told it was a little over 2 million.
It's about the same.
Yes, that's what I,
Okay, so the town's sitting on $2 million in surplus roughly, right? As we're coming close to the end of another fiscal cycle. So obviously it's been a good year, right? So we've got some surplus sitting there. Okay. Have we received any of the paperwork yet from the library? The council's been asking for it, the RFP?
It was forwarded to the council, as was the balance of the capital.
Okay, will that happen when?
Yesterday or the day before.
Okay. All right, thank you so
You
much.
sent the RFP?
You sent the RFP? Okay. Might be in our boxes.
Okay, so it's arrived, the council's not aware of it. You know, for the folks that will watch this on TV and so forth, you definitely saw something tonight here that I like to call M&M, Mola Maneuvers. Tonight, the mayor said something in his report, you all turned your head down, every one of you, and almost turned beet red. Last week, there was an executive meeting with the council, where the council sits and discusses things in executive, employee issues, or in this case, even litigation. At that meeting, I know it's not, I know the answer's gonna be you can't say because the minutes aren't made public yet. But at that meeting, is it fair to at least ask, was there a vote taken to take a motion on the pending litigation that the mayor blurted out, which I call Mola Maneuvers, did that on purpose?
There was no vote taken.
So no vote
They
taken.
can't discuss
So
it.
this governing body has not even voted on even possibly on anything that was brought up in executive session, yet it was brought out here tonight. So it stays in executive until it becomes public knowledge. So now the town has gotten a little blurb from the mayor on what potentially the town is responsible for. And if the town really wants to know what the town is responsible for, they ought to go back to that nice big pack of files I brought here, when I brought all the depositions. Read those depositions. Read the depositions of the 2 people that were taken. Well, 3. But I'm not talking about Mr. Chewinski. Read the other 2. Find out where it is, you know, when questions were asked. And you can almost feel, everyone in this community could feel the bus going over your back. Because answers, I believe, were given to give a little flavor to the other side. That's just my opinion from what I read. Okay. I also brought a gift here to you, Mayor, to the garbage bag here for you. One of my relatives received your lawn sign. They didn't ask for it. They didn't get a little slip of paper to call this number. And I believe you did do this district. This was Lincoln Avenue. So I'm going to believe that you knew that you put that sign on there when you did it, because they certainly didn't sign up for that sign. So
Who is this, Mr.
I brought it back. It's on Lincoln Avenue. You know who lives on Lincoln Avenue.
Who,
You know,
you?
family members of mine live on Lincoln Avenue.
Your
So-
father-in-law?
That you really, oh, yeah, so they're my in-laws. So,
Okay.
yeah. Did they ask for the sign? No,
It's been up there in previous years.
because I was running. A lot of signs are all over the place. There's a lot of signs. There's a lot of signs around town all of a sudden, all around curbs and everything.
You have a
And I
que-
bring this sign tonight.
You have a question
These
for the-
residents,
you-
this resident didn't ask for it, but they got one.
You have a question for the council?
I do. I think the council, this was something, I had mentioned it here before, on her last year that I got to serve with Councilwoman Pellegrin, we actually both discussed with the council about we should really stop these lawn signs. For a long time, the town didn't have them, then they had them again, then both sides had them. I mean, and now we have 3 groups, and I really think we should consider something about these signs.
5 minutes.
Is there a signal to the tape?
5 minutes.
Well, definitely longer than 5 minutes. Anyway, so I think we should do something about the lawn signs, especially since there's a lot of them in a lot of places that are just along the curb and just popped up somewhere, which I'm sure those homeowners didn't ask for it because it's not really on a homeowner's property. And so I really think that we should do something about that. Councilman Martino, I have to agree with you, and I sat on that side. You know, I got a really good schooling and education, of being a politician.
You have a question for the council?
I got some
I mean,
things to say.
this isn't a political debate. Do you
Well,
have a
that's
question
fine.
for the
I'm not
council?
debating.
Do you have a question for the council?
I'm getting to it. So I too have a lot of the informs, the old informs, and I too just find them all to be repetitive, and they just change it. I mean, how many times are you going to blame Frank for the building, to put a new building? If I'm not mistaken, he might have been opposed it when the majority had it. I think he even opposed the other two fellows on his majority that was against it. I could be wrong though, but Frank's smiling, so I might be right. So it's just, funny stuff that comes out. And since we have a little over, Frank's still smiling. You like that one, Frank? You might send me a fruit basket tomorrow.
Frank, stop showing.
On the last meeting, too, Mayor, in the last meeting, you took us there. You took us there. So I'm going to take you back there. You criticized a council candidate, Karen Parecchia. She doesn't need me to stand here to defend herself, because she's probably one of the toughest ladies I know. But you criticized her about being at these meetings. I seem to remember you once told me that how offensive it is to hold the office as long as you have, that you have people who just crop up and decide to run, don't know anything what's going on inside our trenches, doesn't come to any meetings.
Where was that said, Mr. Conboy?
Oh, I know, I forgot.
Then why are you saying it?
I forgot to say first,
And I
have
never,
amnesia
and
when
I never
say you
criticized,
said
and I
things.
never criticized
Last
Mrs.
meeting,
Varecchia
you
for
said,
coming
you're
here.
here now at the meeting. Your running mates haven't been here at all.
They watch it on tape,
They go to work meetings?
when they can.
I've been to more work meetings than both of them. And and Anthony I've seen, the other running mate, I haven't seen it all at a work.
Well, she's trying to come to,
So-
is this both sides, Republicans,
You had
Democrats?
no problem years ago. We had no problem, because it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
To criticize Ngala and Father, and even put a cartoon, where are they?
Yeah,
You missed that in your inform.
well, they can put it out in their inform.
So,
And by the way, the sign was up on your father-in-law's property last year, and you weren't running.
but I was still a part of the Republican Club.
But he didn't say anything about not putting it up this year.
Yeah, well, you
So
should ask.
if
You
he
should
took
ask
it,
people.
if he took it down,
You should ask people.
if he
You
took
should-
it,
did you ring the doorbell
we
and
put
ask
over
if they want it?
1,000 signs up. Some people
Oh, you
changed
didn't do
their mind.
1,000. Don't play my trick we used to play on the Democrats. And
I'll show you the bill, 1,000,
all the maneuvers. I love it.
1,000 times.
Let's get, I got some issue too here. Tank. You guys take credit for the tank. With 2 years left to go in my term, and we talked about the tank. We had the majority then. Now we're going to take credit for the tank, right? I then said we should move the tank away from the Charlie Brown Christmas tree that we, cut me off? You ready? You want to change the tape?
I think it's,
5 minutes. If you conclude in 5
I'm
minutes,
not going to conclude.
No, it's it.
no, it's at the end.
That's it?
Mayor.
okay. Okay. You want to just change it now? Okay.
Take a recess.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue our meeting. Mr. Conboy? Please, quiet. We ready?
Okay. The tank. My 2 years before I was off council, I made a recommendation to then the Republican majority council that we move the tank, we put it by the monument where the flagpole is, we put it on a concrete pad with beautiful lighting around it, with a chain link fence. And at that time, before Danny was on the Board of Ed, when he was in high school, him and his buddy Victor used to come to try to come to as many work meetings as possible. Victor, not at the time a high school student, it was all a wonderful historical account of what that vehicle is and so forth. Everybody refers to it as a tank, but it's really an assault vehicle and so forth. And I said, we should put a nice plaque describing to the town of what that is. Okay? I was then told at the meeting, the mayor said, I'm going to put a committee together, and we'll take action and so forth. So we had the majority then. 2 years later, we lost the majority, right? So, but even that 2 years, we could have moved on the tank. We didn't. But all of a sudden, I'm taking credit for the tank. Okay? Taking credit for the tank.
Tom, let me interrupt you. Just so you know, those ideas you had, they still could come to fruition. Right now, that tank is in a temporary spot. Where it's going to sit is about 20 feet back, and then at that point, we can address those ideas you have.
thank you, Councilman, but still, the fact is, nobody did anything about the tank until the chamber got involved and said, let's do something about that tank. Otherwise, we had the opportunity, we did nothing, we fumbled it, we didn't do anything. And you could even say the new majority didn't do anything either, okay? But it took the Chamber of Commerce, who constantly gets criticized by members of this governing body, that they're this or they're that, when they want to make good of the town and try to make something look better. So I just find that kind of funny. Let me move on to something else. Our last week at the work meeting was disappointing to hear, but we kind of had an inkling it might happen. Looks like Cherry Hill Park may or may not happen. Okay? The county is coming back saying they don't have the funds. They are saying, they're asking the towns. Their question was vague, will you still do it? We don't give you everything. What will you do, what you not do? And I agree we should find out from them what they're not going to do, what they will give, and what they're not going to give. Obviously, they're trying to feel us out, and if we don't get the monies, the matching monies, will we still move forward with the project? Before I left office, Cherry Hill was scheduled to get a new playground. That got spinned off while we went through this whole thing about making an advisory board and everything else. And now Cherry Hill's ready to get a new playground and play structure, which probably, even if it gets approved through the county, or we move forward, it probably won't really get installed until the spring of 2017. And Cherry Hill has taken a little bit of a smear of a park that doesn't really describe what it really is. And that is now, it is what it is. So the open space, the Rec Trust is not as healthy as it was, although I know that we've discussed there could be potential increase there due to the activities that are happening with the aftercare and so forth. But I know at a meeting that I was at after office, these issues came up. And this is why I argued when I was in office, because for 2 years in a row, to help bring down taxes, the Rec Trust was taking money from close to over $500,000 in 2 years. At the time, the account was healthy, which was kind of the same thing where I was trying to mimic as finance chair when I realized that the library was sitting on $1.4 million. If the library had given us, the year that the Board of Ed came in at zero, if the library had given us one tax point, which was about $263,000, if I'm not mistaken, that year, we also could have came in zero. The same year the Board of Ed did. So they did come in zero one year, and we didn't. This year we came in zero, which we do quite often every 4 years. We're very close to zero. But then you're really kind of kicking the can down the road, because you have to hope then that our building department and our police force, who's already doing an amazing job, I haven't seen, of course, not being a councilman anymore, you don't see the monthly report coming from the courts, but I'm sure it's pretty healthy.
It's behind.
Behind? I see some heads getting shaken that it's not. It's behind revenue projections?
It's behind what we got last year.
Is it still healthier than the year you got 2 years before that? Probably.
It's healthy.
It's healthy. Thank you, Councilman Martino.
Mr. Martino, why do you say it's healthy?
Because that's my opinion.
Oh. But the figures come in that we're collecting less than
Is
we
that
got
the
last
same
year.
figures as the school board that you mentioned before?
Yeah, no,
15%?
these are figures from downstairs. Check them out.
Okay, you check out too.
I will.
I'm allowed to say what I want.
I'm just asking.
Okay, and I'm just telling.
Well, and I'm asking you to check it out.
Okay, next.
So I hope I'm going to urge this governing body that they turn around and when I brought up the topic of doing that, I was told that's not a good idea. I don't, at the time I didn't also disagree, but we also said, and I was at a meeting after I was out of office. Matter of fact, it was the first one I went to, I believe, when I brought my iPad and I videoed it, which I saved that video. It was also brought up that if the rec needed money, that to finish a park or do something, we would replenish it and recover it. So you're sitting on a $2 million surplus, or roughly in that neighborhood. I don't think this project should get stalled. I think that we should look at it, answer our questions to the county. I'm sure the engineer is doing his due diligence and we're going to get some more answers from him. But I don't think this park should get delayed any further. It was something I worked on before I left. It was something that was promised to the residents in literature. delivered to their homes, and I do think it should get finished. And I also think that the hockey rink that we worked on for so long, which at the rec commission meeting, they believed it was already in progress, and they just haven't seen a drawing yet. But now we find out last week at the work meeting that it hasn't even been commissioned yet to go out and so forth. So, and now I'm sure it'll become a rec trust issue. So, for years we tapped into it, now it's running low. Hopefully it's gonna see some kind of surplus pickup as projected, but there's more parks to do and everything else. I think it's about time. We came in at 0, you got 2 million, we should kick some more in and make sure Cherry Hill Park gets finished at this point. So, at that point, I'll leave you. Thank you for all of your time. Good luck to everybody on the 3rd.
Anyone else who wishes to be heard? 1 minute recall. Go ahead, say what you want to say.
One of the pictures I had given you, I'd like you to take a look at. It's marked Cherry Hill Park. And it appears that sometime in July or August, that somebody went up there and, in my opinion, put weed killer or brush killer on the hill. Now, there's a road that goes up to the park on the left-hand side. You can see a perfectly brown square, and the rest of it is green. I would like to know who gave the authority to put weed killer on there.
Quite frankly, I don't know of anybody down at DPW who's certified to use any kind of weed killer.
Well, if you look at the picture, I mean,
I'm not saying it's not there, I'm just saying, if they're not qualified to use weed killer,
it's there. Look at the picture.
okay.
And Mosquito Jungle, I've been here over 50 years, and I think that's a catch basin.
It's what?
I think it was built as a catch basin.
You're exactly right.
I used to go,
It's not our park, it's a reservoir for the Route 46.
So I used to go ice skating there, and I just wish it would freeze over. So we could go ice skating.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I'm sorry, I'm back again, but this one is easy. Mayor, I hope you're gonna send me a basket. But can I take this sign? If this gentleman is returning to you?
It's his sign, if he wants to.
Thank you.
If not, I have plenty of them. No, I don't have
I'll
plenty.
just take this
I
one
I
out.
I have 15. Okay. Anyone else who wishes to be here? No one else? You coming up?
Why not, they're along Route 46 anyway.
Robert Cologne, 51 Parkview Avenue, Elmwood Park. Before I'm asked, I am running for council. I am running for council, and I am a director on the Elmwood Park Chamber of Commerce. The inform that came out was one small thing there, and I took issue on it myself.
That's a political piece. You have anything you want to address to the council?
I'm going to direct it right to you, because I believe this.
Yeah, well, this is not a political meeting. But go ahead, ask your question.
I'm going to.
Go ahead.
In here, you do nothing here except say, the Chamber of Commerce has their meetings in storefronts, that the Chamber of Commerce is backing or promoting the three of us.
Read what it says.
Backing or promoting us, and that's not true.
Read what it says. Does it say backing or promoting?
I'm not,
Does it say backing or promoting?
basically,
No, not basically. Does it say basking or promoting?
your statements in here are saying that the Chamber of Commerce is backed by, the three of us are backed by the Chamber of Commerce.
Doesn't say
And
that.
that's not true.
Doesn't say that. Read it.
The three of us
Read
happen
it.
to be,
Read it.
listen, you know, I've heard about your bullying, and I don't take that. So you listen to me.
No, I
when
don't
I'm
have
up
to
here.
listen to you. You're making the statement, and
telling
I'm
you.
asking you to read it.
No,
So it's not correct what you're going to say.
yes, it is.
Then read it.
Everybody got it in their mailboxes, and they can read it.
It doesn't say what you're saying. It says you belong to the Chamber of Commerce. That's all it says. Doesn't say they're backing you.
Then you said it.
Doesn't say they're backing you.
The three of us happen to be longtime members, longtime residents of this community. That's it. We want to work to try to improve the community. We want to work with the members that are on the council to help improve the community. Same way each and every one of you started as council members here, as a mayor here. You started to try to help make this town better, I believe. Is that true?
What do you think?
Last couple of years, I don't know. Okay? What I want to make clear is that the chamber has nothing to do with the independent party.
We didn't say that.
I'm addressing council.
Fine.
And I'd like the people on TV to know that the literature that came out
Yes.
represents that the Chamber of Commerce is backing and endorsing.
The literature that came out indicates that the three of you are members of the Chamber of Commerce, period. Doesn't say anything about them backing you.
Much of their campaign activity emanates from storefronts of another chamber member. Because of this, some have called this the Chamber of Commerce ticket and wondering if they will push a business agenda before people's
It's
interests.
true.
Okay. There, I read it for you, in case you forgot.
No,
because obviously
that's
you forget
true.
a lot of things. So, I'm here to say that's not true. We don't discuss this at chamber meetings.
Okay,
I'm not done.
I'm not stopping you.
We don't discuss this at chamber meetings. And what you're putting out there is false. I want the residents to hear that. I want everybody to understand that I personally, I won't speak for the other two, am running because I've lived here for over 52 years, and I want to work with the rest of the council to help make this town better.
Thank you.
I'd also like to say that one of our chamber members and one running for council, Mrs. Verrecchia, has a employee that has breast cancer, is diagnosed with breast cancer. And on 1/30, on October 24th, she's going to have her students do a dance on Terrace Avenue at 1:30. All the donations will go directly to family and to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. I just wanted to, so that residents can know that that's going on.
Thank you.
Mayor, if I may, I was at the chamber meeting this past Tuesday, and I will honestly and unequivocally tell you that there was a member of the Chamber of Commerce that said we would like to back a party, and the Chamber of Commerce said we do not back parties. We do not back any political party. I want to make sure that that is clear and on the record.
Good. Anyone else who wishes to speak?
Karen Breccia, 156 Lee Street. I just would like to point out that last public meeting I stood before council regarding an issue regarding our library. At that point, I mentioned nothing about running for council. I stood here as a resident of this town, which I do often. But Mayor Mola did make it a point to say, aren't you running for council, Karen Breccia? I have no political tie to anything. I'm interested in Elmwood Park. That's why I'm here. And as far as anything else goes, I don't need anybody to speak for me because I'll speak for myself. But I will tell you that I also brought you a sign to your office. I wasn't going to do it here publicly, but I did bring a sign to your office that you put on someone's lawn. My neighbor, who did not ask for a sign, and I spoke with Mrs. Burke and I told her, the people in this town respect you, Mr. Mola. You are our mayor. But you should try respecting the people in the town because they're not asking for your political signs. So it's not right of you to just be riding the road and sticking signs anywhere you'd like. Every sign that's on the lawn for the independent party, and I don't even want to talk about it, but I have to, has a permission slip from those people. They asked to have a sign because they want something better for this town. And that's all we care about, is that we want something better for this town, whether it's independents, Democrats, or Republicans. I think that we're all speaking up equally now, and everybody's starting to realize that something's not right. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Tom, 1 minute.
I think we're all being a little unfair. The Inform is written by the mayor and Mrs. Mola. I myself, for a long time, as a councilman, was part of this newspaper. So there are some things in here that are true. So since the mayor was big on asking for something to be read, I'll read this one. Ideally suited to government. Richard was a regular at council meetings for a decade before taking office. You just heard the mayor said, it's okay if you're not here, you can just watch these meetings on TV. But let's face it, guys, and you all know what I'm talking about, late nights, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock sometimes, depending what the agenda is, right? This is just the show to show what we, recap. The real work happens behind those doors. That's why when I first got elected, I had said, why don't we put the work meetings on TV? And I was told, well, that's just too much money. And I agree, we shouldn't spend the money. But the people should really watch the work meetings. Since being sworn in, he has thrown himself into council duties, daily checking on borough matters and staying on top of the problems and current projects. He gives boundless energy to the job and is focused on streaming government and keeping our taxes low. That was written by the Inform about Councilman, at that time, going to be a councilman, but at the time, Councilman Chewinski, who's now running for mayor. From the Inform. So sometimes it does, say some things that are very true.
Thank you. Anyone else? Thank you. I'll close the public portion at the time, but, oh, yes, Jimmy. 1 minute.
Pretty upset about what happened here tonight. This is a council meeting. We have some serious problems in this town. You see what just happened? I don't know anything about what's going on with the soccer, but we have children here that want to play soccer. I don't know anything what's going on with litigation. That's a problem, okay? That's a serious problem. This is not the place to come and throw stones at the council or the mayor. This is not what this is about. There's going to be people mad at me for saying this tonight, but that's not what this meeting's about. The mayor brought up something, okay, he wasn't supposed to, but a lot of people know about it. That's a serious problem. We have problems here, okay? Daniel Golan backed that up. He's upset about the Board of Ed. Okay, maybe the numbers are wrong. Who cares if the numbers are wrong? We have a problem down there. It's a serious problem, and people are trying to fix it, okay? We're fighting over, the mayor says the court has this much money. Councilman Martino says we have this much money. Don't you just know how much money you have? What are we doing here? This is a council meeting. Go campaign out on the streets. Go do what you got to. We have serious problems. And you know what? You were talking tonight about millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Let's get together. Come on, please. You just have a surplus. So Democrats and Republicans got together and said, we have a surplus. Great, we're not going to raise your taxes. I don't care about the motives behind it. It was a good thing. It was a good thing. I don't use the school. I try to, but they started it tonight. They raised our taxes, maybe only 2%, like Mr. Goldman back says. But they had a surplus this year. They have plenty of money. So let them use that $2 million field and let these kids play soccer there. We have serious problems. That's all I said. I can't fix them. But let's get some serious people. Let's take care of these problems. Not here to throw stones at people. Go throw stones in the street. It's embarrassing what happened here tonight. It really is. It's an embarrassment to this town. Thank you, and good luck to everybody, and
Thank you. If there's no one else wish to be heard, I'll close the public portion of the meeting. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Mr. Martino, and Mr. Dombrowski. All in favor, opposed, so ordered. Joe, just for your information, we tried...